Limitless, Episode 17, Close Encounters. With this title, I suspect we're gonna get some X-Files alien type stuff going on. Brian is out on the town of New York with one of his spare NZT pills from Edward Mara, trying to distract himself from the knowledge that Sands killed Rebecca's father. Here we go. Brian runs into a cop at a local store trying to help a guy who the cop can't understand, and Brian helps him figure out what the guy is describing, and he draws out the suspect for him. While Brian is out, he keeps ignoring calls from Rebecca Harris. He's listening to the police scanner on his phone, and Brian, well, imaginary Brian, tells NZT Brian, if he comes clean with Rebecca, you'd miss me, because the imaginary Brian knows that if Brian tells Rebecca the truth, he'll not only lose NZT, but he'll lose out on the spare pills, all of this life, basically. Rebecca tracks down Brian. She says, I know people in the NYPD. You didn't think they'd tell me my consultant was flashing his badge? And Brian's like, well, it was a very productive night. The power goes out in New York, and the open plays. After that open rolled, Harris and Finch go into the FBI. Mike gives Brian his NZT pill, but Mike doesn't know that Brian is still on a high from the NZT pill that Brian took from Mara. Rebecca gives Brian a hard time when Mike leaves, says, you're not going to double dose, are you? She then follows up with the, we're going to talk about this later, just like she did before. Naz and the FBI believe that the blackout is cyber warfare, but Brian thinks it is weather-related. Brian sent Mike and Ike to pick up Brian's sister and brother to get them to safety, taking them to his parents' house. At the power plant that Brian figured out was the one that got the power knocked out at, because of it was it has stuff stuck in the generator. Harris believes this could be a chemical attack, and Finch thinks it could be related to a dead security guard that he came across the night before when he was doing all that off the job job work. Since Brian has been on the Mara NZT for long enough that it is beginning to wear off, he pops the pill that Mike gave him and lies to Rebecca, saying that he doesn't have any extra pills, even though he actually still has 4 pills remaining from the spares that Mara gave him. The CDC are on scene. Finch and Harris are now under quarantine. This is why the episode is called Close Encounters, not my original thought about aliens or, X-Files, that type of thing. Well, it's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, because the CDC, while Brian and Rebecca are in quarantine, tell them that they're assuming that the bacteria that they were exposed to at the power plant could be alien in origin. Brian is skeptical and is still doing research on the security guard murdered, because that has nothing to do with aliens, right? Boyle from the FBI is helping Harris and Finch. Brian says a great line, as much as I hate to admit it, this may not be aliens at all. Because, Brian being a fun character, he really loves the idea of their ailment being alien-based. Brian thinks this whole thing is a plan to steal money. Damaged money, but money nonetheless. After getting off the phone with Boyle, Brian sees that Rebecca had FBI agents raid his place and they found his spare NZT pills in his record collection. Brian says, I may be addicted to this drug, but you're addicted to me, solving cases. That is your high. You need this as much as I do, and you know it. It's the first time that Brian's really been harsh with Harris. It's very crazy stuff. The FBI only found 2 of Brian's pills, so he still has 2 left. Although, quickly, it's revealed that Brian's sister stole Brian's other 2 pills when he saved Sands, and she doesn't know what she's got. She just knows something is off. She wonders whether Brian cheated to get into the FBI or whether the FBI is giving him the pills. Brian's dad knows something is off because when it's revealed to us that Rachel, Brian's sister, took the pills, it's not revealed to him what she knows, just that she is concerned and it's talking to her mom about it. So Mama Finch and Papa Finch are having a heart-to-heart about NCT, and it's a lot of crazy stuff going down here in this episode. Harris is quitting on Finch. She told Naz to assign Brian to a new handler. In the meantime, he'll be working with Boyle. That's revealed to us and Brian after that the CDC reveals that the bacteria they came in contact with wasn't extraterrestrial, but very rare. 2 astrophysicists had a bet about finding alien life in their own lifetimes, and this bet is what led to the newly discovered bacteria being released so that one of them could win the bet. However, I assume it was the research assistant who killed the security guard and stole the money. Yeah, I was right. Finch and Boyle caught the research assistant and her cousin who stole the damaged money. Brian goes to his parents' house and his brother says, run while you can. Mom and Dad and Rachel are all at the dining room table. We are having a stupid intervention because of NZT, or basically because of their lack of knowledge about NZT. Mama Finch confronts Brian about NZT. She's very hurt. Rachel gave up all of the news that she was supposed to keep to herself about Sands, and just I feel like Brian is being kicked out of his whole family at this point. With less than 5 minutes remaining in the episode, this is a real downer. Brian doesn't have any more NZT. He doesn't have any more Rebecca Harris. He doesn't have any family on his side. This is the worst. Brian left Rebecca a note on his desk. He is running away to find his only non-FBI help, the lady who tried to kill Edward Mara. This is the hardest episode yet to score to me, because with the family stuff being so sad, I want to grade it low, but all of the not family stuff was intriguing, and it really gives me a good feeling, that alien, maybe not alien stuff, the astrophysicist having a bet over $1. So to me, I gave it a 4 out of 5 episode. It is good, and the best part is it left me wanting more. And if you're here, I appreciate you. And if you want more from Oz here on this channel, Mr. Super Oz, click the link in the description where you can pick yourself up a copy of my 68-page graphic novel, Everlasting Survivors, Volume 1, all day long. And if you've already got yourself a copy, then you can get yourself a Gamble Comics hat or an Everlasting Survivors t-shirt. Maybe you want a poster or two. There are a lot of options. Just, like I said, click the link in the description. Come back this Friday. See you on Monday. Enjoy. Later.